What's good? What's good? We're back. Bareknuckle recap show where we give you the fan and the fighter perspective on BKFC fight cards, and we're gonna be recapping the BKFC Liberty Brawl. I'm gonna give the guys a few minutes to come in. I know everybody probably hung over from yesterday. Hope everybody enjoyed their fourth. Um, Shouts out to everybody on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And everybody on Facebook, make sure you comment as well. Appreciate you, Jamie Tuff or Jamie Huff 4055. All right, let's bring on Dan the Tower Dog, Mr. Fearless himself.
How you guys doing?
It might just be me and
What's
you
up,
today.
Paul?
I'm doing good. Yost texted me. He said he's got a power outage.
Uh-oh. That's all right.
Who else we got
We
here? Too addicted. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. How was your fourth, man?
It was awesome, bro. Amazing day. America's 250th birthday. That's crazy. Yeah, it was a good day, man. We went over to the owner of the gym's house and he put on a barbecue. It was some good food,
Okay.
man. Yeah, good food. how was
Before we
how
get,
how was your fourth?
I ain't do much. We were gonna grill out, but it was so damn hot, man. I was like, screw that, yo.
Yeah, it started
Screw
raining
that.
during ours, man.
Yeah,
Have you
it's
ever heard of a
crazy hot
dice
on the
game
a
called
dice
left
game.
right? It's called left right center. You play with
Nah,
three dice. You ever played that before?
nah, just
It's
craps.
pretty fun, bro. So it's its own set of dice, and the die have like a dot, a C, an L, or an R. And you start out with each person starts out with a few dollars each, and then you roll the three dice. And if it lands on L, you got to put a dollar to the left. If it lands on R, you send a dollar to the right. And if you get all three dots, you don't have to send a dollar at all. It's a fun little game to play with a big group of people. It was cool, bro. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
John Bellinger said they need to get Dan on a card. He's a fun fighter to watch.
I'm gonna bring the fight every time. I appreciate that, John. Keep on tuning in. I'm just gonna get better from here, brother. We're
And we
hoping for
got
one.
a
We got one in. We got a fish on the line, huh, Paul?
yeah. We also got Defiant Bryant tuned in. Appreciate him. I'm gonna be interviewing him as well. Brian Atkinson. We got Caleb Patterson, MMA, Gas Crush, and Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. We're gonna talk about the Liberty Brawl. A lot of good
Anything you want to
fights.
talk about before we get into that?
Well, I'm trying to get that Matt Guyman fight. I should know by tomorrow or the next day if we got it for Sturgis. So as John mentioned, they want to see me back in the ring, and that's what we're shooting for. I just got with CNC Management. They're a good management company, and they're gonna take care of it. So I'll be in there real soon, man.
Did we want to address the messages we got from that clip?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. So Nathan Rivera had hit me in my messages like, hey, if you're gonna be commentating about this sport, you should know your stats because I said I worded it wrong. Okay, what I meant to
Yeah,
say was he fights like a point fighter. He doesn't have that one touch knockout power. He has knocked out a lot of his opponents or gotten TKOs, but he's not putting guys out like that. And that's what I meant to say. So I apologize to Nathan for getting his statistics wrong. And I took notes this time, brother. So we ain't getting no stats wrong this time.
yeah. He messaged me too. I guess because I said something about I felt like they were trying to help him win, you know,
Well,
and
I
I
mean,
didn't really say.
the sixth
Yeah,
round
it was
wasn't
just weird.
deserved. We're just honest people, man. And some people
Yeah,
in defeat, they can't really take the truth that much. You know what I'm saying? They don't like to hear that kind of shit. And this is his first loss, so I'm sure he's taking it kind of hard,
yeah,
which, hey, it is what it is, man. You got to learn from those and just move forward. It's going to be the
yeah.
best learning experience he's ever had. Trust me, I know, out of all people, you know?
Yeah, because I just messaged him and like, yo, no, it was no personal disrespect to you. It was just, it was suspicious at all. That's all. So,
I felt like Trey had won at least 3 out of the 5 rounds. So, yeah, you were right in saying that it probably shouldn't have seen a
well,
6th round, especially after he got knocked down how he did, you know. That's a
let's just
10-8.
hypothetical. Let's say Trey won 2 rounds and Nathan won 2 rounds going into the fifth. Trey won the fifth because of the knockdown.
Yep,
So
100%. And it's a
either
ten
way,
eight.
yeah, either
Yeah,
way,
that's 2 points. So it would have changed the if it was 2 rounds to 2 rounds and he got that knockdown and that's a 10-8 round instead of a 10-9, he won by 1 point after 5 rounds. And that's just us watching from the sidelines, like it it is different on TV than it is in real life, but yeah, I felt like the 6 and it makes it more exciting, right? Like it was cool that they did a 6 round. It made it much
yeah,
more exciting for everybody and brought drama into it, and that's what they want in this. So like, yeah, I get where the BKFC was coming from by having the 6 round, or the judges. I mean, because it's not the BKFC's. It's not up to the BKFC. It's up to the commission and the judging.
yeah,
But he was the hometown guy, and we know in the history of all combat sports that the hometown guy, he's got a little bit of an advantage with those judges.
yeah,
That's for sure, and that's in
and
every
that
combat sport.
and that's what Nathan made a point of, that the BKFC doesn't have nothing to do with it. But it did, like you said, that 6th round did bring some desperation to Nathan, because he knew, like, he really had to try to dominate to have a chance of even winning it.
Well, and that's what we were talking
So,
about, how he came out guns blazing in the first minute. Trey held in there, and then he finished the fight, and that's what matters. The end is what matters, man. And I feel like that's why he got the W, because he's the one that put it on the second minute of that round rather than the first.
let's get into the fight card, man. Let's start from the top.
All right.
Um, the British are taking the belt back to the UK. The
Yes.
lightweight
Yeah.
Trout got knocked out in the 2nd round. I saw where rapper Gilly the Kid made his prediction, 2nd round knockout. He just had who was getting knocked out wrong.
Yeah. Backwards, huh? So you want to
Yeah.
start from the free fights?
Um, I thought we'd start from the top.
Start from the top. All right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that KO was super surprising, but as Ben Bonner said, his team studied Austin Trout and everything that he does, and he stepped in and threw that right hand. That right hand kept on landing. It wasn't the first one that landed, but it
Yeah.
was the one that put him out. Yeah. He was training that for his whole fight camp, because that's the thing with southpaw against a right-handed fighter. We're all about getting that front foot position to throw our rear hand, because I fight at southpaw, and it's all about landing that rear hand. It's pretty much your jab. When you're fighting an orthodox fighter and you're a southpaw, your rear hand turns into your jab. So like a 2-1 is more effective than a 1-2 is, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a whole different battle. Southpaw against right-handed fighter.
I'm not gonna lie, as a fan, I was openly saying that I was rooting for Trout because the whole America versus the British thing.
Right,
But
right, and so was I.
when I saw Bonner at the weigh-in, he just had this psychotic, evil look in him, man. And I
Yeah,
just
he
felt
was
like
ready
this
for
cat
it.
was gonna bring the business. And I was shocked that Trout got knocked out the way he did, but I don't know if I'm totally shocked that Bonner did it, because just seeing the look in his eyes, I'm like, this guy he's
Yeah,
serious,
he
yo.
knows something. Yeah, and when you
Yeah.
watch film on these fighters and you see something that you can capitalize on, you're sure that you're gonna land that shot. And he was positive that he was gonna land that shot. He knew. He knew before the fight. That was that look in his eyes. He knew what was up. Because you can feel it.
Did you see the message that Trout posted after the fight on like
No, I
social
didn't.
media?
I didn't.
Gave me the feeling that he might call it quits.
That's a bummer. I wouldn't. That's a bummer to me if he does that on just one
Well,
Not it's a knockout loss, man. It's not like he got beat up for 5 rounds and he got caught with a good shot, and that happens to all of us. That would be a bummer because he's been so good in this shit, man.
He has. I mean, he fought Luis Palomino twice and pretty much beat him twice. Um, I mean, yeah, I just get when I see at the end of the message you talking about like, I gotta reassess things. That's when I start thinking people start like maybe want to hang it up. And we've seen that a lot lately, man. Chris Camozzi, if he'd have won that fight, he would still be fighting because he was gonna try to fight for the belt.
Right.
Now that he ain't, he lost. It was like that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've had some long careers too. Both of those
Yeah,
guys have
no,
fought
no,
a lot of
yeah,
fights, so it's understandable, but
yeah.
hate to see guys go out on a loss, you know. At least come back and get a good fight in before you go and get your win and go out on top.
But has he been knocked out like that even in boxing? I don't think he has.
No, I don't think so. And that will change your perspective of things. And
Yeah,
for the next couple of days after that happens to you, you're going to be thinking that way,
questioning
but
yourself.
yeah, of course. Of course. Like even after my loss at Sturgis last year, I was like, I don't know, man. Like am I wasting my time here? Am I doing and I had to remind myself that no, man, like win, lose or draw, I'm living my dream right now. So I'm going to see this through all the way to the end.
Let's move into the co-main event: Britton Hart versus Sarah Shell. I think it's just evident why Britton Hart won. I mean, Sarah threw more shots, threw more punches, and Britton landed more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought for the first 2 rounds, Shell was doing great and picking her shots really well. But Britain moves so awkwardly in there, and she's got like great head movement and stuff. And she started timing Shell's shots, staying right out the way and landing her own from weird angles. She would catch her from weird angles, and that's where people get in trouble. And I could tell that it was frustrating Dr. Shell too. She was getting real frustrated. Third, fourth round she started getting picked apart. Yeah, that was a excellent display of world championship fighting in the women's weight classes. That was awesome. It would be cool if Britton Hart and Christine Faria could figure out a way to fight each other.
They
That'd
already
be a good
have.
fight.
Christine beat
Yeah,
her twice.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like nobody's beating Christine Faria anymore except that one chick that beat her before, and that was still kind of. I think that might have been a split decision. I got to go back and check.
I think it was like right in the beginning of Britain's career
Beginning,
though,
yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah, and she's not the same. Like I remember her in the beginning, she wasn't anywhere near as sharp as she is now. And somebody's got to give Christine Faria some type of a fucking challenge, man. She beats the shit out of everybody.
I don't see it
I
happening
don't
anytime
know.
soon.
Not from anybody in the BKFC currently, I don't think. She's just too good, man. She's too good.
And when I interviewed Britton Hart, she made up a great point, man. And I was watching the fight before I interviewed her of Sarah Shell's last fight. Sarah Shell doesn't really like to mix it up in the clinch, man.
Hmm. Yeah, and she just throws straight shots. She's a
Yeah.
very technical fighter, but very basic in that sense that she just throws 1-2s. She stays right in front of her opponent. And that's where Britain was able to capitalize by going in lateral motion, catching her from the side angle and stuff. Cause Shell's just right here, everything's straight. So Britain just started timing it, moving her head, hitting her from the side. Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't know
But
how great
very,
you could be
very
in this sport without the clinch game.
you have to get used to it. You have to.
Yeah.
Because if you get into a fight with somebody that's a clinch fighter and you're not ready for that, they're going to wear you out, man. They're going to wear you out. Or at least
Like
know how to
Esteban
get out of it.
Rodriguez.
Yeah. Yeah. He mauls guys, dude.
Yeah.
He mauls them. But
Oh
yeah, that was
man.
a that was an excellent display of women's bare knuckle fight. That was awesome. She fucked Shell's face up too. Tore
So
her up. She was all chopped up at the end of that fight.
next one is the feature fight. I wanted to see this one so bad, and it was the most disappointing fight to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Jake Bostwick. He's one of my favorite
No,
fighters
no,
in
it's
the BKFC.
Garbarino and Mike Richmond.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I skipped one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Garbarino and
yeah,
Mike
it wasn't.
Richmond.
Yeah, I didn't have, what did I say? I'm not a fan of Johnny's style. Didn't like this fight that much. Boring to watch. I went to go get food. Cause dude, like, you're fighting a guy like Mike Richmond and you ain't gonna fight him. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Like, even your hometown was booing at you.
And he got
As soon
upset
as I
about that.
well, as soon as I heard the crowd boo, I was like, let's go get some food. I'm hungry. Yeah, because it was boring as shit. He did get one knockdown on Mike, but I felt like that
But
was
it
more of
was
like off balance.
yeah,
Mike was
yeah.
just off balance and fell over. It wasn't anything serious. And Mike wanted to fight, and Johnny didn't want to. Like Dave said in the post fight press conference, this is bare knuckle fighting, not bare knuckle boxing. You know what I'm saying? And he said, he's like, we expect guys to get hit in this shit. And Johnny's like, oh, the whole game's hit and not get hit. Well, yeah, but people ain't going to be happy about that, bro. You got
No,
to learn.
no.
You like people want to see everybody get punched. That's why they're
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? So I feel like taking shots is just as important as giving them, because you need to get used to doing that too. You know?
And thinking you're never gonna get hit in this sport, come on, man, that's delusional.
Yeah, that is.
Somebody's
That
gonna get
is.
you at some point, and once it does catch up with them, it's gonna be a rude awakening, man.
Well, that's what we saw with Nathan. He hadn't been touched until this fight
Yeah,
with Trey, and then his whole demeanor changed as soon as he had a little tiny cut above his eye. You know, you got to get used to that blood. Yeah, that's that's part of this. Bare knuckle fighting, not bare knuckle boxing. Dave
and
Feldman
and, Gar-
stresses that shit all the time.
and Garb ain't been cut yet. I don't think in this sport.
I don't think he's even been hit clean.
Not really. Bare a couple. Like I think old boy got a couple shots on him. The Kane Tomlinson, Junior. Well, that was an awkward fight because there was a lot of falling down, and I hate those fights
Yeah,
where guys are just falling to the ground, tripping over their own feet half the time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that fight. It was disappointing. I thought Johnny, the way that he was acting with the cannolis and acting all hard at the fucking press
It
conference and shit, I thought he was going to bring it to him, but he didn't.
What's the like word around town or what the fighters feel about the cannoli throwing? At first it was cool. I think when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is funny. This is cool." And then the second time he did it, he came with one out of his pocket and nobody saw it, and he smacked the dude in the chest. But after that, it was like
It's kind of
you
like
can't. There's nothing
corny.
new you could do. Everybody knows it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, it's first of all, he like did it at the press conference, which was like super unprofessional. Didn't even try to wait till the weigh in or nothing. Threw it at his shoulder, so he's all covered in sticky shit for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. I don't think getting whipped cream all over the fucking stage is that cool. That's kind of a bummer. Because there's other
It's
fighters that get that shit on them. We all try to dress as good as we can, go into these
yeah.
shits, and then you fuck up my outfit. We're fighting right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, it ain't. I don't know. It's kind of
And it's
corny.
becoming very performative, like Cody Vital now. Like it's like the whole wrestling thing, kind of when you think of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you said, it was funny the first couple of times. Now his name's Johnny Cannoli. Let your name be Johnny Cannoli, but give one to your opponent like you did at the weigh-ins or whatever. Like you can still use the cannoli as a gimmick, but you don't have to be
Yeah,
making a mess
just
on
don't. You ain't gotta
stage.
throw them all the time and slap them out of people's
Yeah.
hands. Yeah,
If there's real like disrespect, then figure out how to do it. But Mike's not a disrespectful guy. He's just
well,
like, look at this fucking idiot, you know?
he did say "fuck all the Phillies," so you know how the Philly
Well,
cats get.
yeah. He was just trying to sell a fight, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really it's distasteful at this point, I feel.
All right, so Cody Russell versus Jake Boswick, and that was actually a good fight.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's one of those fights that like I always feel like a guy like Cody Russell when his eye looks like that he should be losing the fight. But when you go over and really watch the fight again, you realize that he threw the most punches, he landed the most punches, and that's pretty much why he won. Even if he looked like he got beat up the worst.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's one of the things that they judge on is
Yeah,
damage. And
yeah.
so I don't know, man,
I
because
I know it's kind of
Jake,
like
yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I'm always gonna side with the Bostwick side. I've been looking up to that guy since well before I was in the BKFC. I love the way that he fights. He brings the fight, and I feel like he was a little more reserved than we see him in the past. And I feel like that was the only reason why he didn't, like you said, he didn't throw as much as Cody did, which is weird because Jake's usually throwing a lot of punches,
yeah.
and so I really hated to see that loss, but I feel like it did go to the right guy, but then when you saw him after, it's like, damn, that fool's head's like the size of a watermelon, So
Yeah,
Jake did the most damage, and in a street fight, like we said
it
that
would be
one time,
different. Yeah, it'd be like he
it's
lost, he
yeah,
won.
he lost. Look at his head, bro. Look at
Yeah,
me.
I don't
I
care
don't
how
care how
many
many
punches you
punches.
land. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care. Look at us. So it's just all about how you view it, and the judge. I just wish they would let us fight until somebody got finished. I just wish Dave will do it eventually. He's already doing this one round shit. It's getting like darker and darker to where they want to see people knocked out. You want to see somebody get knocked out, take the fucking break out of it and make us fight until
yeah.
someone stops. That's a fight. No breaks, no rounds. Get in there, go fight until somebody quits. Cause either you're going to get tired or you're going to get slipped, you know?
And then he said he had a bonus for that one round if any one of the guys stay in the circle of the circle, and that one guy stayed in it the whole time. Man, he got the bonus.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's kind of
Stayed
like
in there.
tough to you trying to focus on staying in the circle and trying to win the round. That's got to be tough.
Well, what he meant is just stay there, stand there and bang. And you can do that in the
Yeah, he didn't want him to go
pocket.
out that circle though. That one little
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, that's hard to do. I think he meant like the black part of which isn't, it's a small ring, bro. It's already
Yeah.
pretty small.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he meant the black part, but it was even that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
you can't
small.
stay in there the whole time.
If you know how to shuffle step and shit, you can. But
I
he
don't
just
think
said
both
last
people
night,
can.
no, no, I don't think so. But he did say last night that he's going to take the clinch out of it. They're taking the clinch out
Oh,
of
they
the
did it.
one round
Yeah.
things. And what else are they? Oh, no knockdowns either. No 8 count for knockdowns. If you get knocked down, you got to get right back up or you're done,
Oh shit.
basically. Yeah, so there's no 8 count in those one round fights when they're going to change the rule set a little bit. I watched the post fight press conference just before we did this.
So next fight is Zedekiah Montanez and Matt
Ooh,
Meistis. Wow, Meistis looked
boy,
like he needed a stretcher, dude.
boy, that was scary.
He looked like he needed a
That was
stretcher after that.
I was there the day that guy tried out. He was no joke, bro. That guy, he's oof.
Oh,
That
the
Philly boy.
Zedekiah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He put that man in another stratosphere, bro. That was scary. I hate seeing that kind of shit. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
Until they get up, we don't want to see any of our boys hurt. These BKFC's a big family, bro. Even if I fight these guys, I still don't want harm to come of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's scary.
But
The ropes in the BKFC, they're not ropes, bro. It's
oh, I heard that
hard.
hard as hell. I heard that hard as hell.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is, dude, like they're like, "Oh yeah, it's better." No, I don't think it is. I think it's like a metal pipe inside of a pad. And if that's the case, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I love our circle ring, right? But like those
Uh-huh.
aren't ropes. They're hard
Yeah.
as a rock. And when your fucking head hits something like that, bro, that's dangerous. It's fucking dangerous. Like Pat Sullivan's first knockout when he got knocked out by Tomlinson and he hit his head on the
Yeah.
bottom
Oh
rope.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was fucking stiffed, bro. It was crazy, you know?
But
Yeah.
this went the way I thought it was. I mean, no disrespect to Matt Meistis, but he fought Ruben Arroyo in his last fight, and it went 2 rounds. No, everybody else
Yeah.
has finished Arroyo in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. It was that guy Montanez, I think, though, is going to be a problem. Because Matt could fight. Matt
and
can
this
fight.
is
It's not
what?
like he
Oh,
can't
this is
fight.
lightweight. Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
yeah. He ain't. He's got 2 wins.
That dude cracked, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think it was from a southpaw stance too. So yeah, he hit him. That was a brutal KO.
Next one is another lightweight. You had Matthew Turnbull versus Brandon
Brandon
Hansvik.
Hansvik.
What did I
I
put?
was supposed to fight Brandon Hansvik May 15th in Salt Lake City. I would have crushed this dude. He can't fight. He can't fight.
Well, he got dominated.
He got dominated. Yeah, he got beat up. He bent over and got into the fetal position. Like
And Turnbull
they
looked good for his debut.
it was a layup, bro. He better look good. He better look good. That's like fighting an Uber driver. That was crazy. I watched the fight and I'm like, What? What? Like they're not even gonna put nobody in there that's gonna challenge this dude. I don't know, man. It's just kind of getting old seeing these debut guys. They have like big MMA careers or whatever, and they get these fucking slam dunk fights for their first fight. It just yeah, talk about distasteful. He better beat that dude up. He could have beat that dude up on one leg while he's touching his fucking nose. He could have beat that dude up, bro. That was silly as shit.
Damn.
Nobody wants to watch a one-sided beatdown like that. I don't want to watch it. I'm a fan of this first. That's how I got into the BKFC because I was a fan of it, bro. And to see these one-sided beatdowns is just like,
Yeah, yeah.
why the fuck are you doing that, man? You're not even gonna put anybody in there that could put up any type of fight. It's yeah, I don't
Especially
know.
when it's clear as day. When it's clear as day that it's going to be a one-sided beatdown. Like the next fight,
Yeah.
Lex Ludlow versus Drew Nolan.
That was so
Drew
freaking
Nolan
ridiculous.
is a worse competitor for Ludlow than Zach Kalmus, than what's my man's name? Who did Ludlow fight? I interviewed two of the guys he fighted. Yeah, McKenna, Connor McKenna, Lewis Rumsey, and Zach Kalmus, man. And then
Yeah,
you got
that guy's
Nolan.
just if anybody makes that guy last more than 30 seconds or a minute, he's going to be so out of breath that they'll be able to beat him up in the second round. He just keeps going in there and mauling guys, but you can't keep that pace up for more than a minute. No way.
Oh, he's mauling guys that are not really good at defense. I mean, no disrespect to Zach Kalmus,
Oh
but he's
no,
one of the
yeah.
first people I've ever interviewed since I got into the bare knuckle stuff. And first thing he talked about back then was working on his defense and better his defense. It didn't get no better. He didn't work on it. He just takes punches.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things go out the window when you get in there sometimes. Get hit and just stop thinking about it. Start walking forward.
Like, let's look at, like, no disrespect to Lex, because he does know how to sell himself after the fight. But let's look at the records of the guys he fought. 0-3, Connor McKenna. 2-5, Rumsey. 5-6, Kalmus. But he started losing like crazy towards the end. I mean, towards the end, he literally had one, two, like 2 or 3 straight losses. Drew Nolan, 1-4, you know.
Yeah. Those are all slam dunks
He
like
needs to fight
we were just
somebody
talking
like,
about.
I get it. He wants to fight Mohawk, but I need to see you fight like Joseph Creer or Carl Thompson or Brian Atkinson, who I'm about to interview, who's 5-0, and then
Yeah.
maybe you could talk about Mohawk.
Yeah, exactly. Why not fight the other guys that'll give you a fight? You know, he's undefeated, but like you said, he defeated a bunch of guys with losing records. Every one of those guys had losing records, so
Oh, now we're
he
into the
keeps
free
mauling these
fights.
guys, but super easy.
Free fights. One rounder. I mean, what's your opinion of this one rounder though?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's like what
I
for?
got yeah. Why? I don't know. We already have
What
them for
for?
5 rounds. I think it's going to be like a little bit of a feeder league for the BKFC. So in that sense, it'll be cool. And this is the kind of stuff that's going viral online. So I understand why they're doing it. Like Dan Hooker, he has an underground league in New Zealand, and they're putting
Uh huh.
on one round. I think it's 1 minute scraps, dude, and they're getting viral knockouts. Well, that's what Dave's trying to do with bare knuckles. So it does
So you
make
think he
sense. And
trying to turn this one rounder into a league, or turn bare knuckle into one rounds?
no, he's just doing. It's going to be like a feeder league for the big show. He's going to they're going to be warehouse things. Like he's
What's
doing
a
them real
feeder league?
small, like like uh like minor league baseball for Major
Oh,
League
okay, yeah,
Baseball.
like G League for the NBA and stuff like that.
Right, right. You
Like a
remember? You
development league,
remember?
like a
Yeah,
development league.
like Dana White's Contender Series, or
Yeah,
you know what I'm
or the
saying?
prospect
Something
series that they used to do, because they don't even do prospect series no
they
more.
don't. That's why they don't do that. I think they're just transitioning the prospect series into these
To this,
warehouse
okay.
fucking shows. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be different. It's not the same as the BKFC with gloves. This is their way of doing amateur fights without gloves, basically. That's what I think. To like get guys into the BKFC in the future. I
And
think
I'm
it'll be
go.
cool. It'll be more events for the fans to watch. They're not gonna be big shows. They're gonna be at warehouses and shit, but that's pretty badass
Isn't
too.
there a cash
They're gonna
prize on this thing too? Like these one rounders, like 100,000 cash prize or something.
It's $100,000 contract. So there might even be
Contract.
BKFC guys that want to go do this because hey,
Wait,
I ain't got no $100,000 contract. I'll go down and fight for fucking one round to get 100 racks 3 times in a night. I'll fight 7 times in a motherfucking night. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like,
So these are guys who have contracts to the BKFC or fight with the BKFC, but they're basically giving them the prize of $100,000 contract. So like one fight, 100,000. Is that what it is, or like maybe two or
no,
something?
it would be a multi-fight contract for a
Multi-fight
hundred
contract,
racks.
but
Yeah,
100,000. How many fights we
yeah.
thinking? Four
I
to
don't
five.
know. Yeah, at least. Yeah, at least. At least. It
Okay.
would be some type of a because look, I'm sure they'll set it up to where they have to win like a gang of times to get that too. You
Yeah.
know, it's not just gonna be, oh, we're handing out $100,000 contracts at each one of these shows. That's not gonna happen. So they're gonna probably figure out some type of a bracket system where these guys, because he said each show it's gonna be like you fight one. If you win your first fight, then you win your next fight, and then there's a third one.
One, yeah,
That's
just
as
three
far as it can
fights.
go.
Yeah.
Three
Yeah.
fights, one night, so that would be 3 rounds, one night. But maybe they'll do like a few events and then make the winners of all those events fight at one event to get the contract or some
Yeah.
shit. That's what I would imagine because they're not going to give them out every warehouse show. There's no way they would start giving them out at the big shows if that was the case. Ain't I don't know. Yeah, that's a big contract, boy. Yeah, that's a big contract.
Next one, undercard welterweight fight. Before we get into the fight, did you see what happened at the weigh-in?
Yeah, you're not allowed to do shit like that. That fool
So
should be
David
fired.
Feldman, David Feldman likes Pat Sullivan about as much as I do.
He hates him. Well, you could see just by his reaction, what the fuck's wrong with you, you fucking punk? And that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like, what if that's already a replacement opponent? What if that motherfucker twisted his ankle, homie?
yeah.
Are you retarded? Like, have you lost your freaking mind, dude?
And we were
I
talking
don't
on the
know.
phone, and what I said, I told you I don't really like this guy because the way he acts. And damn if I didn't talk him up, man. Because Feldman was like,
It's
"What do you do that for, you fucking punk?" And then when he left, you could tell the way Sullivan looked. He was like, "Damn, I fucked up." He
yeah.
was like
You
really
don't
felt awkward, and he just walked off. And then Feldman's like, "Freaking jerk off or
yeah.
some shit."
Yeah, you can't and I don't know what it is about Pat Sullivan and them just doing shit like
Yeah,
them giving him that fight was a favor, and then you're gonna go
yeah,
out there and act like an idiot.
yes.
He was supposed to fight Turnbull. They
Turnbull,
were
which he would have
signed to
lost. He would have
fight.
lost. He would have
He would
lost.
have got whooped.
Yeah,
He would have got whooped. We saw the two performances. Okay. Judging off of those two performances and Hansvik being better than Ruben Arroyo, I believe.
yes, yes, clearly.
Um, and Matt made that look easy. I feel like Matt he would have made that fight look easy. I just feel like Pat Sullivan couldn't make the weight because him and Ruben fought at welterweight.
I heard it was something with his hand or something, and then he got cleared like
I know he
day
broke his
of.
nose. I know he
Oh,
broke his
okay.
nose. It was
Yeah, I heard something broke, and then
that was like
he got
way
it
back in
cleared.
his camp, but Matt Turnbull and Hansvik fought at lightweight. Matt Turnbull and Pat were supposed to fight at 150. He couldn't make that weight. He fought at welterweight.
Welterweight,
That's
yeah.
15 pounds heavier than he was supposed to fight Matt Turnbull. It had to, I feel like he's like, fuck, I'm going to use my nose as this excuse because I can't make 150 pounds. I'll die. And if I do have to make that weight, I'm going to be so drained that I can't beat this dude. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's all shady. And then you're going to go out on stage and do that, you goofy. What the hell's wrong with you?
So
I talk to Pat quite often, bro. Like,
do you?
yeah,
So I
he's
was totally rooting for Ruben to win. This is the only problem, man. This is the only. I was totally rooting, but this is the problem with that, man.
that's impossible.
I've interviewed Ruben, nice guy, man. But I told Yost this, man. I don't think this guy can win a fight in bare knuckle. I don't
He
think
should.
he belongs.
What I put in my notes is that I feel like he needs to go and fight on smaller promotions and get some experience in those smaller promotions where he can compete with those guys and then maybe try again because bare knuckles where the best bare knuckle fighters in the world are, BKFC, bro. Like, no, there's not one person in the lightweight or the featherweight or the welterweight division that he could compete with, even debut guys. And I'm
I don't
not
even
trying
know
to
if he
sound
could
like an
compete with
asshole.
the flyweights.
No, it's just he just doesn't
There's
have
no
that.
way he's beating Chancey Wilson.
He doesn't have the professional level of bare knuckle fighting
I don't
skills.
think he has professional level of fighting at all. He to me, like I'm no expert, right? But a blind man can see this guy is not going to win a fight. He has no form, no technique.
Right,
He just the way he looked in the weigh-in when they were doing those little jab shits. That's what he does in a fight.
right. He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to fight. That's just.
And I'm not, I get it. You got heart, you got guts,
But
but
don't
at
put
some
yourself
point,
in there just to get a paycheck and get beat up every time. Because that's
you're 0-5, man. They let Zach
yeah.
Kelmis go after 2 straight losses. Well, I mean, you can't keep bringing this guy on, man. I'm sorry.
No, no. It's not even about the 0-5 thing either. It's just he doesn't put up a fight for anybody. Everybody
No,
walks through
no,
him. Everybody walks through
yes,
him really easy. So it's not about the fact that he's 0-5. It's how he's taking these losses, and it's
yeah.
every like he's getting smoked. You know,
He's not landing
and they're
anything of
not. The
substance.
guys that he's fighting aren't good guys. Like Pat Sullivan, he should be able to compete with a guy like Pat Sullivan. He's not a good. He's not that good, bro.
Yeah, but it was easy for Pat.
Yeah, but did you okay, I told you I talked to Pat, we're cool, whatever, like not that cool, but we're all right. But he fights with his fucking chin in the air. He
Yeah,
throws
he
shots like
does.
this. You do, buddy, if he did that with me, he's going night night again. It's anybody that he fights that knows what they're fucking
But
looking at is going to see that big ass noggin up in the air and take that fool's head home with them, bro.
except Ruben, because Ruben doesn't throw anything that of
No.
substance that's gonna
I don't know if
matters.
you noticed though, even Ruben caught Pat with a good fucking shot. I couldn't believe it, bro. He just hooked like the biggest,
Hey,
nastiest, ugliest overhand and it caught Pat.
you know what they say?
So
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
yeah, yeah. He swung and he cracked him one. And yeah, they like fell on top. He fell on top of him at one point and shit. I mean, dude was
Yeah.
busted up at the end of the fight. Don't get me wrong. Pat threw a couple of good combinations and shit. I just noticed that every time he throws a punch, his chin goes like this. Like fucking I don't know.
That was a
He
give me
throws
though. That
punches
was a
with his
give
chin.
me.
Yeah, it's
That was a
another
give me.
slam dunk. You're
Yeah.
welcome, Pat. Why the fuck are you trying to break his ankle on the fucking stage,
Yeah,
bro?
you
You
already
know?
got the win wrapped up.
It's silly.
Yeah, you try to fuck
That's
him up
not
at the way.
man, if he did that to me at a weigh-in, yeah, that you can't do shit like that. It's just
So
not professional.
next one was a split decision. Nicholas Wiley versus Eric Westbury. Fight was okay. A lot of clinching. Um,
I felt like they gave it to Wiley because he was the hometown guy. I don't know. It was an okay fight. I felt like he was the one that was putting the pressure on him. That's why they gave him the fight. Actually, I should say, because he was the one that was going forward. But that other dude, I don't feel like he was getting connected very much, and that guy's face was way more messed up at the end of the fight.
Dude only threw 50 punches in 3 rounds, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Should be throwing that in one round.
So he didn't deserve to win. You threw
Yeah.
49, you landed 24, you missed 25. Old boy threw 76, landed 36 of them. You know,
Hmm.
like I said, it's just an okay fight, because you could tell, like, both. I hate when you got two fighters that are both like counter fighters.
Yeah, waiting for the other one to do
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
the first fight I thought was really good fight
It was a really good
for a
fight.
3-rounder.
Yeah. Graves came to fight, man. He got up. He
He
kept
was
on coming
tough. He was
forward.
tough.
He was tough. Yeah, he was chewing on nails, bro. That guy's so tough. Yeah,
Griffin
definitely.
looked good.
Yeah, Griffin looked really good. I did notice. I took a couple of notes on that one for sure. Um, Hold on one sec.
He's
Graves
a
got knocked down
welterweight.
5 times and
Yep.
got back up 5 times. That's impressive. I can't not give him those props on that because he got up every fucking time and he kept on coming. Griffin throws everything with power.
Yeah.
Everything he threw, there was not a shot, there was not a fast, snappy jab. There was just power, everything. So, and he also had great head movement. As soon as he would throw those power shots, he was ducking under Billy and going again, dude. He was throwing everything with heat, though. I wanted it would have been a good to see that as a 5 rounder because
Yeah.
yeah,
It would have been fight of the night. For me, it was probably fight of the night, even at 3 rounds, dude.
right. It was probably yeah, that was the best fight because dude got up, he kept on coming. He was putting the pressure on, trying to put the
Yes.
pressure on.
Yes.
It was impressive, bro. For
And
his
I was sitting there
debut.
like, if he could just land one punch on this Griffin cat,
Yeah.
he could
Yeah, but
change the
that
whole
dude was
thing. But then
slick.
Griffin would just get him and then get him again, man.
Yep. But it was an impressive debut um for Billy Graves for sure. Shout out to Billy Graves. That
And
was
then
that was
Maxiano Griffin, both of them had a debut.
he showed that he belongs in the
Oh
BKFC
yeah,
win,
yeah,
lose or
both of them.
draw.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
both belong in the BKFC. That was an amazing fight, and I was just really impressed that Billy just kept on getting up and coming at that motherfucker with everything. That was sick. That was sick.
So
But yeah,
I saw something on BKFC Reddit. Have you heard anything about that? They're supposed to be getting rid of the men's flyweight division.
what? I
Yep.
haven't heard
So
that.
BKFC Reddit. Let me go to BKFC Reddit real quick. Um, actually, go to Reddit real
That
quick.
that would be a bummer, man. There's plenty of them.
But I'm trying to figure out, like, if that's the case, like, what's the plan? Like, are they gonna probably move the flyweight in with the bantamweight?
That's what it would have to be. They're gonna
Where's it
make
at?
those
Where's it
guys
at?
come up and fight 135ers, which isn't even that's not
Uh,
fair.
Hold on, I might have to go to my That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what's
That
going on
means
here?
that
Is
I
it
would
these guys gonna have to
that
fight?
guys like me, because I'm going to 135. And I'm way bigger than a lot of the I know
Yeah,
a
here it
lot of the
is. Here it is. According
125ers.
to David Feldman, and this is from, I don't know who the source is, crazy something. Says, according to David Feldman, the BKFC's men flyweight division will no longer exist after John Dodson's next title fight in either August or September. We're dwindling down the division and we're not going to have the division anymore via the Fight Freak. Like, what is, yeah, I just don't get, what does that got do for the flyweight guys? They got to fight Bantams. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, they're too small. They can't do that.
They're always like,
I don't
most of the flyweights are like short as me, dude.
they're small. They're small guys. That means that I would be fighting guys like Tony Yost size, and that can't happen. They wouldn't let that happen.
And that, yeah, Yost is in that
There's
the flyweight and the
yeah,
flyweight and bantamweight, but he's flyweight now. Yeah.
He's a flyweight. He's 2-0 in flyweight, and like Chris Garcia, all those guys, they're like real short guys, and there's a lot of 135ers that they weigh 150 pounds normally, 155 pounds. Those guys probably walk around at like 140 pounds. So I don't know how that they. I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't really make too much sense because the 125 has quite a bit of guys in it now. You know, so
It does, but what's going on with the flyweight? Like Strode beat G Perez. I'm gonna say it again, like I said about the Nathan Rivera joint. I felt like they tried to make it where G Perez. They tried to make it a no contest when it
yeah,
was a doctor stoppage.
yeah,
Whoever gets the doctor stoppage card against them gets the loss. The other
yeah.
guy gets
And
the
he
wins. That's standard. And they did try to act like he didn't. They didn't want to have him give him the belt.
Yeah, they did give Strode has the
They
belt now, and they fixed
But they
it. But
eventually sent it to him. But they didn't give him a belt like right when it happened.
right, that took the moment. That was pretty messed up. But I don't even feel like a fight should have been stopped if you rip your earlobe. Like I think G was pissed that the fight
G
even
was
got
right. Yeah,
stopped.
G was still went through. Yeah.
Yeah, like he still would have fought. Look, I got big old gauges, bro. If one of these get ripped, you know how easy it would be for that to get ripped. So I have to talk to
Mm,
the doctors before my fights and be like, hey, if my lobe gets ripped, you can't stop the fight over that. That's silly.
yeah.
What the hell does my ear have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my eye. It's not anything that yeah. He wasn't going to go deaf because his earlobe got messed up. You know what I'm saying? Ever. That's like impossible. But I don't know. And it's weird to me that John Dodson hasn't fought in so long. I don't know
I
what's
don't.
up with that. I'm not sure about the situation, but there's something weird about that. Like he hasn't fought in years, and
And
he's
then
an
they had
exciting
it.
fighter.
They had on the rankings at one time. They had Strode and Dotson both as the champ, and then they took Strode off, and now it's just Dotson still as the champ. This guy ain't fought since only God knows how long it's been. Johnson has not fought since March 29th, 2024.
Oh dang. It's almost 3 years
Literally
then.
almost 3 years.
Yeah, 2 years and something. Wow. That's a long time to not fight.
And
But
his
I
last
wonder why
fight
they
was a
took
draw.
Strode off. I wonder why they would have took Strode off.
I
Because I
don't
think
know,
he's been
man.
wanting to fight. I thought he's been wanting to fight. It's weird.
I don't know what BKFC is doing half the time, man. Like when I see some of these things going on, like Brian Atkinson, okay, he's finally fighting again. This guy ain't fought since, gosh, he's 5-0. He ain't fought since August 8th, 2000. No, my bad. November 9th, 2024. About to be
Wow.
going on 2 years soon.
Yeah, that's too long. We've been talking about this. They need to give the guys that have been here more opportunities and stop doing so many debuts, Like hopefully with those one round fights, it won't be so many debut guys in the bigger shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what us as fighters, that's what I'm hoping for, that we get more work because there's more events going on. So hopefully we'll be busier as a whole. The 300
It,
fighters that we have on our roster right now, you know.
so the guys that have been there for a while in BKFC are more popular in BKFC. And people got to realize, I've been doing marketing for 15 years online. And people just tend to like what's popular more than anything. If you bring in
Yeah.
something they're not sure of, they never heard of, you know, it doesn't always do as well.
Right. Right.
You know,
They've put their main focus into building guys that already like UFC guys and stuff like that. Mike Perry's the biggest guy
yeah.
in BKFC. It's because they built him up like that. They had a following before they got here. But it's time, like BKFC is getting big enough now to where they can start building their own stars, start building their own guys up and not necessarily have to bring these guys in to get views or to get sell tickets, whatever.
Well,
Like we're going to sell tickets regardless, I think at this point. People are starting to know what we are. And after we go on
and I
Fox,
get
it's going to be even bigger.
and I get it at first when you bring a new fight promotion in like BKFC, you want to try to bring in UFC guys to help push it. You want to
Right.
try to bring in
Right.
as many big names, but like you said, at this point right now, we don't need them. We
No,
don't need them.
time to
I go
start.
through every
Time to
weight.
start building up.
I go through the rankings and I look at all these different guys in these weight divisions that are not ex UFC guys and not big name, MMA guys or whatever, and they are recognizable to me right now.
Right.
All these
Well, and
names are very recognizable.
there's one thing that I always say too. It's not like I failed somewhere else and then came here. I wanted to be here. Only here. I didn't want to be anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of guys like me that only wanted to do this shit. We didn't fail at boxing and then come do this. We didn't fail at MMA and then come and do this. We wanted to be bare knuckle fighters, and I feel like that's the difference between myself and some of of my peers. We just wanted to bare knuckle fight, dude. You know what I mean? I saw this shit and I couldn't not do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. And that's
And
where
I
we get
noticed,
some of these styles that aren't that
yeah,
great. Guys in there just doing this because they failed at MMA or failed at boxing and they want to get a paycheck and still be a fighter. You know what I mean? I don't know. Kind of
I
a
noticed a
bummer
lot
though.
of guys that fell to the MMA were the guys that couldn't wrestle really good, but
Right.
they were good
Right. And that
strikers.
they're doing well here.
He's doing well here,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. But it is time. Like BKFC is getting big enough. People know what bare knuckle fighting is now, to where they should start building their own stars up. And I feel like they are too. They're like doing Esteban Rodriguez, Kai Stewart's doing Fenway Park. That's
Yeah,
huge.
that's
So
huge. Yeah.
kudos to the BKFC for putting Kai Stewart in. I don't even like that guy that much, but he's a BKFC grown talent, and I like to see that at the biggest of biggest stages, which is Fenway Park. That's badass.
He's the youngest ever champ in this sport, man. Homegrown guy, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You need
It's
this
about
guy
time
to
that
be
they gave him
successful,
something like
man.
that. Yeah, it's about time they gave him something like that, and I think they gave him a good fight with Harry Gigliotti too. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, and you remember what we talked about with Gigliotti? I ain't gonna bring it up again, but he posted something to somebody's message that they screenshot on social media. That guy, I don't know, man. I actually hope Kai wins this one. I hope Kai wins this one because what he posted was it was unacceptable. What he
Oh,
put.
really?
Yeah, you remember
We'll talk
how
about
that
it.
message? Yeah, that message
I
he had
think
sent
I
that guy. He
remember.
screenshot it.
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
But they're
something white
both
people
they're
ain't
both
got no business
super
saying.
ever, never
Yeah,
ever. But I feel like they're both they're both about I think they have the same wins. I think they're both like 5 or 6-0,
yeah.
7. I think Kai might have
Hey,
one win on
I
top,
think this
but
could be a tough one for Kai, though. I think this could be a
it
tough one for
is.
Kai. I think it
It
could
will
be.
be. But Kai's awkwardness is not going to be good for or for Harry because he's a
Harry, yeah.
straightforward. He's a boxer, and Kai's real awkward. So it's going to take another awkward guy to beat Kai, in my opinion.
But if he wins the belt, I gotta get this guy props because he gave the belt up at the BKB to come over here
Yeah.
and try to win this belt.
Yeah. And honestly, that belt at the BKB, that's like that's the one that used to be here at the BKFC, the bare knuckle Hall of Fame belt.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's the Police Gazette bare
Oh
knuckle
yeah,
belt,
please
maybe.
cassette. Yeah, please cassette. Yeah.
But that's from the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame because
Okay.
I guess because the BKFC wanted to be a little bit more on their own in that sense, and BKB is bare knuckle boxing, whatever. I don't know. I do remember
Yeah,
in the
bare knuckle
beginning days
boxing.
of the BKFC though that they were giving out the Police Gazette and their own belt. I don't know why that ever stopped, but something happened.
Liberals, liberals.
Yeah, yeah,
They hate the
I would assume.
police. They hate the police. They wanted to fund them. Anything that has to do with the police, they're gonna be mad at.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. All right, we about to wrap it up. Anything you want to say before we go?
Um, Stay tuned. Hopefully, I'll be announcing a fight this week. Trying to fight Matt
Matt
Guyman and
Guyman.
Sturgis. So, yeah, Matt Guyman and
Matt
Sturgis. So,
German.
stay Matt Gerber. No, just kidding. I feel like he's going to be a formidable opponent, bro, and I feel like we could have the fight of the night over there. So, I'm looking forward to announcing it. Hopefully, on the next show. Thank you for having me. Shout out to all my sponsors. Thank you for everything. And yeah, I'll see you on the next recap show, brother.
All right, man. And we got to set up that thread too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can discuss these while they're happening.
Yep. All
Yep.
right. Enjoy the rest of your
All right,
day,
brother.
man.
You too.
All right.
Later.
Peace. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We about to wrap it up. BKFC Liberty Brawl. Shouts out to Anthony Yost. I know he had a power outage over there. He couldn't make it. And Coltrane probably got something going on with the family. I gotta check the messages. Who else tuned in? John Fuse, Frank 5D, Casey Moses, Harding Caron, BKFC, Rhino, appreciate you. Gregory, Tulsa, DJ Infamous Flame, the Animal BKFC, appreciate you. Travis the Animal Thompson. Who else I know we missing some people here. Sexy Mexican 360, Carl Thompson, BKFC. We actually mentioned you, saying that you probably should fight Lex Ludlow because he needs some tougher opponents. Noah, Aldana, Savage Gentleman, and what was that? Lady T Hunter, appreciate you. And Kel Jean 73, appreciate you as well. All right, we're about to wrap it up. Next recap will be, let me see. You got July 18th. So it'll probably be like the July 19th will probably be the next recap. You can also follow Paul Pickett Podcast. Got interviews coming soon. Brian Atkinson is my next interview. So we're 12 days away, 22 hours away from BKFC 91 Naples Hunt versus Walter Plugazzi. And that's for the Iron Weight Championship, the new weight class that BKFC is now launched to kind of split up the heavyweights. And, you know, because some of the heavyweights would be like 205 and some would be like 250, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But so they're splitting that up. Lorenzo Hunt versus Walter Pugliese for the first ever Iron Weight Championship. And if Lorenzo Hunt wins that, it'd be the third weight class that he's won a championship belt in for BKFC. And you got a bunch of other fights as well on that card. Jimmy Sweeney's on there. Danny Christie's on there. Ernesto Papa. That's a championship bout for the cruiserweight. You got the light heavyweight belt as well. Probably the European belts. And you got Dan Chapman on there. Andre Beachy. And a bunch of other cats as well. A lot of debuts on this card. A lot of debuts. BKFC seems to have a lot of debuts. We need to see more of the homegrown guys fighting as well. All right, we about to wrap it up. Appreciate y'all, man. And we out.